The 10-minute drill.
This is a big one.
Covered by Universal Roof and Contracting. The difference is universal.
On 1010XL.
Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Hit it. All right, sports concepts and rationalizations coming your way. We call it the 10-minute drill. This week we have a wonderful prize to give out at the end. Thanks for listening to the 10-minute drill. Around the rest of the NFL, college football, to talk about the NBA Finals. Take your pick. It's a smorgasbord Monday. Let's start with a little college ball. I'm not enthused about my Gators. Thank God for Will Muschamp and the South Carolina receivers. I guess that was my thought as I watched that game. And the offense went stagnant in the second half. They may have slowed down a little bit, but they didn't have a ton of yards. Trask has been outstanding, but they were better defended. I'm just going to say I think they're going to have their hands full the next 2 weeks. These are the two big ones,
sure,
and they got to keep pace. And to me, Georgia kind of moved past Florida in terms of college football. Just 2 games into the season, I think Georgia looked way better as the curse of Bo Nix continues on the Plains.
Well, look, Georgia's going to do it with defense. The key for Georgia, if they can get Zeus and Cook to run like Chubb and Michelle and Swift have run, and those guys, don't kid yourself, that's how they went to Athens.
Yeah.
As top recruits in the country. And if they can get that kind of running game, then they may not have any fall off from what Georgia's been the last few years.
Listen, I love my Gators. I love them. I love everything about them. But I'm also going to give you one other thing. Let's the Gator fans want to give Kyle Pitts the Heisman Trophy. Kyle Pitts is the best tight end in the country. Kyle Pitts is going to be a first-round draft pick. But he's not winning the Heisman Trophy, just so you guys know.
Shout out to Will Muschamp, by the way, and the clock management down the stretch. Same old Will. He let the. I mean, they and look. Sometimes the announcer is overreacting when he starts talking about time management in the third quarter. But I thought Dusty Dvorak was absolutely right.
Yeah.
Even at the end of the third, they're down 24 points and lollygagging around. But I've never seen anything like the last 2 or 3 minutes of that game. They're huddling.
I swear to God,
the clock's going down to 0.
I think Will was doing the bettors a solid, and I'm going to get the spread here.
I don't know. Maybe he had a little.
I know I'm not going to win, but I'm going to get the spread.
Maybe he had a little
action. You will never win with that guy. You can't win with that guy.
100%.
That's not.
I'm starting to worry and wonder a little bit about Jimbo. Hey, Jimbo, you're at Alabama. You're down 35-14. You got it at the 13. Just for the record, this field goal ain't going to help, Chief.
Yeah, I know.
So what are you doing? You're down 35-14.
Yeah.
You're 4th and 4 at Alabama's 13, and you trot out the field goal team?
Oh, boy.
What are we doing, Hick?
That wasn't good.
And then I've figured out the key to FSU. It's 100% number 60, Andrew Baselli. He plays, they win. Undefeated as a starter last year, got his first start this year, and helped
South Carolina
plow forward.
Yes, congratulations. I watched a little of that, and he looked fine. He looked good, actually.
Yeah, he did.
All right, 8:05 to go. Now, it was Jacksonville State.
I don't care.
8:05 to go. Be happy all you want. FSU still sucks, I'll tell you that.
What am I wearing?
garnet
garnet and gold over here? I'm happy for Baselli.
God's sakes.
Good
Let's
Lord.
make it clear what's going
wrong
on
with
here. All right. 8:05 to go when South Carolina got the football. 8:05 in the fourth quarter. You're down 2 touchdowns. You're thinking, all right, we got to score by like the 5-minute mark.
Where did they get the ball?
On their own 22.
Yeah.
They got it down all the way to the Florida 4-yard line, 1st and goal. And they turned it over with 55 seconds left.
I know. It's almost, like I said, and by the way, no clocking of it, no throwing it out of bounds.
No.
They didn't do anything. And they were literally like, there was like a minute and a half, and they let the whole play clock go.
There were times where they're looking over, and I'm like, that's fine.
Yeah, that's good.
45 seconds gone. All right, take your time. Here's a 6-yard gain.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, it was pretty poor.
That was heinous. I mean, that alone to me is – I mean, my question would be, what was the thought process there?
There wasn't one. I guess to make sure that
what if they had scored? So what? That was crazy.
Yeah. No, I agree. I was saying at the time,
Trask does have 10 touchdown passes in 2 games, so that's positive. I just thought that the defense would come out and play like their hair was on fire. for lack of better cliche.
No, it wasn't great.
And I didn't see that at all. They went right down the field and scored. They run, they pass. It's not good.
Their D-line is another one.
And I'm going to tell you, I still watch. I said this to my buddy when I was watching the game. There's six or seven guys out there right now who are going to be playing on Sundays.
I know.
Well, then that's not good enough.
Well, it is. It's early, so we'll see.
Right.
But
well, I'll tell you this.
There's some talent there at least to work with.
Mond was not good Saturday.
Yeah, he started. They kind of snuck around for a while, but
do you expect Florida's going to have to win a shootout out in Texas? I do. I think they're going to have to win
like
38-35.
Look, I think that would be bad. I think that's going to be a bad sign if that's the
Beef,
case.
give me an early line, or have you seen Gators A&M, please?
What did Vandy hold them to? 15?
Well, yeah, but they had.
That's 2 weeks in a row they haven't scored any points. So if you get a shootout with
they score Saturday? 24?
Maybe a junker
24?
at the end.
They get a junker?
Yeah, they're down 42 to
6.5.
17.
Gators 6.5.
Yeah. Or 6.5 flavor on the road. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
But they might cover. We'll see.
I mean, this is the big. So this is it for Florida. I mean, it's a 10-game season. It's A&M and LSU.
It's a big one. Yeah,
you got to get through these two.
You have to go 1-1 in those games to keep your dreams alive.
You have to go 1-1, and you really want to go
2-0.
Yeah, because look, I mean, you still got Georgia.
You got to, at the end of the day,
if you want to be a Final Four team and win the SEC,
Georgia's good enough, Hick, that you're gonna have to beat Georgia. I mean, these other games aren't going to matter because. Unless you think Florida's losing to LSU and Texas A&M or LSU and Tennessee or some other team, because it'll balance itself out. You'll win the tiebreak. In other words, Florida can lose to Texas A&M or LSU, and Georgia can beat Alabama. But if Florida beats Georgia, or vice versa, Georgia can lose to Alabama, Florida can sweep LSU, Texas A&M, and if Georgia beats Florida, they're going to win the East.
All right, so we'll have more college talk later, but for now, that's where we're at.
Special shout out to Mike Leach. That's why you don't have a big job. That's so classic, Michael. It's what we said. We even said it when he beat LSU last week.
Know.
The problem with Leach is he'll beat LSU.
The Pirate lost to Arkansas
at home.
And I think I think it's more of a. Honestly, Jeff, I think it's more of a mark on the LSU coaching staff than anybody. I think Arkansas just said, "Okay, we'll zone up this offense," and I think LSU kept trying to play man with
that's what they were saying the other
linebackers
day,
chasing
too.
receivers.
I thought there was some. I really enjoyed the college football Saturday. I thought there was a lot of definitive storylines. Like, thank you, Iowa State, for ending our national playoff nightmare. Let's get rid of those pretender Sooners and eliminate them from the playoffs. Oh yeah, Texas, you suck too. Year after year with Texas, you can't Texas Tech or TCU or somebody get you every year. I'd like to throw a shout out to the Natty Champs. Good job at home against Tulsa. Maybe you're not the best team in Florida. Maybe you're not the best team in Florida. I guess the title runs might be over.
You're doing a shout out to the Natty Champs.
Yeah, I'm gonna give a shout out to the Natty Champs. Might want to be
Tulsa.
Yeah, I didn't see Florida losing to Tulsa at home this weekend. You JAs.
That's
so
UCF
I got them.
Lost a game.
I'd like to go ahead too, and Mr. 10. Maybe this is for you. I appreciate all these Sports Center updates of Tennessee with the longest conference win streak in the SEC. 8 games now. Yeah, I got a sneaky suspicion that 9 games ago it was Florida, Georgia, or Alabama. Seeing that you JAs beat them about 3 times in the last 30 years combined.
Well, they'll have their chance Saturday. They're Tennessee, Georgia.
Yeah,
Saturday,
Georgia's going to beat the hell out of them. So we've got that. And again, I'm not a quarterback expert now that I've deemed myself wrong on Josh Allen.
Oh, you finally came to the fruition.
But if you want Trey Lance, you can have him.
Trey Lance, that's your guy.
Oh my! So that was y'all's guy who you pinned to me.
Y'all be careful. Trey Lance.
I'm going to stick with this one. He's terrible
with the 5th pick.
Yeah, that's Central Arkansas. That's taking care of him
50%,
on Saturday.
50% passer.
More rushing yards than passing yards against CIA. Dan, come on, man. Anyway,
that's who he is.
There you go.
Why does somebody get brought up the charts like that? Like, why?
I guess you got to find that guy.
Why did Trey Lance get mentioned?
28 touchdowns, no picks last year. Maybe that's it.
Yeah, but at North Dakota State.
I know. Well, Carson Wentz.
Yeah, I'm just trying to. Is it just time? I mean, I'm just like, why him and not somebody else?
I mean, watching him, he didn't look very good. That's my thing. Like, Josh Allen, it's just like a predisposed, you played at this school and you're not an accurate passer. And let
me ask you this. Does Trey Lance have a cannon?
I don't.
You said you watched him?
I watched some. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I definitely watched like a quarter's worth. And when I saw him, he threw a pick over the middle. Somebody jumped in front of him. And I saw him run. He was a good runner.
Yeah, I know he's a good runner.
But Yeah, so is Jalen Hurts. How's that going to work?
Do they talk about him like he has a cannon, though? He must have just a huge arm.
It didn't,
and a quick release.
I did not see
he
any
must have
cannon plays.
those characteristics.
He just didn't look like a top NFL prospect. I'm not saying he might be, he could play in the league, but
right.
Talk about him in that Trevor Lawrence, Justin Fields, top 10 quarterback.
Well, he's the third guy.
Here's what it says about him.
Okay.
Good athlete, functional body strength, extremely productive in 2019.
Yeah.
Good in pocket mobility, does a good job escaping the pocket when necessary, can extend plays with its legs.
Yeah.
Needs to be accounted for in the zone read game. Competitive, will chase down the ball, carry on turnovers.
Great.
Excellent, and throws a beautiful
have plenty
ball.
of those.
Has a quick and compact release and effortlessly throws the football.
Yeah, it's got to be. He just must have a hose. It's got. I mean, because I just wonder how he.
Josh Allen has a hose. I tell you, who's a good little quarterback kick is that Matt Corral.
Yeah,
that kid can play. Dude.
Yeah, he's not bad.
He was a Gator recruit, and he's got some zip on it.
Flourishing with the lane train.
Yeah. Don't get me started on the 5-pack. My Kentucky guy can't get an extra point. I mean,
yes, we'll get you started on that in a little bit.
I didn't do that. We're fine. You're completely in the sights. Settle down.
Sounds like another win for Danny.
It's a one-game difference. It
sounds like another
Jeff
is
adjusting the scope right now. You're in range.
I mean, you went 3-2, I went 2-3. There you go. Spoiler alert.
Oh, what are you doing?
What are you doing?
We got a hold. I mean, this is what he does. When he loses, he's
you know what I did?
When he wins, and we got to do
this is separate.
Entire 8 minutes on it.
I should save this for the 5-pack itself. But you know what I have been? I've been a mealy-mouthed little handicapper. I'm tired of this. Well, maybe this, maybe that. We're coming in with authority this week, damn it. I haven't given a lock of the week in a year and a half. You know why? Because I'm a chicken bleat. No more.
Okay.
Yeah, we're coming, and we're winning,
Yeah.
and we're taking home some cash starting this week.
Sure.
Yeah.
The single-season passing record is held by Peyton Manning, 5,477 yards. Dak Prescott has 1,690 yards in 4 games. He's on pace for 6,760.
And the Cowboys for 4 wins.
Yeah, good gosh, man. What an unbelievable.
I'm shocked that Mike McCarthy is off to such although the offense is doing its part, that defense is injured and terrible. You think the Jags defense is bad? Theirs is worse.
And they got good players.
Yeah, they're hurt.
So,
although DeMarcus Lawrence
Alden Smith's been playing at a high level. He's not hurt. Is DeMarcus Lawrence hurt?
I mean, who's playing at a high level? They give up 600 yards a game.
Didn't he lead the NFL in sacks?
Who's playing at a high level right now, though? No one. They're terrible. Every time that someone gets the ball.
Doesn't he lead the NFL in sacks this year?
Oh, DeMarcus Lawrence?
Alden Smith.
Yeah, I don't know. Oh, Alden Smith.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't matter. I mean, it doesn't matter.
Apparently not.
Yeah, they give up a ton of yards and a ton of points every week. The Browns. That's the Browns with 49.
Shout out to Rodeo Ron. How about your Cowboys?
Oh, terrible. No defense at all.
Don't worry.
The Eagles are 1-2-1, and they have the decided lead in the NFC East.
Yeah, I
1-2-1.
watched. Good for the Eagles last night, by the way. Credit to them. And Nicky Mullins threw maybe one of the worst passes I've ever seen an NFL quarterback throw after Philly had taken the lead. 5 minutes to go, 5.5 minutes to go.
Yeah, right to the guy.
I mean, right in his hands, pick 6. He obviously didn't see him. They then bench him, and C.J. Beathard goes in there and just lights it up.
Yeah.
I mean, took him right down the field. Okay, that's one, but they got the ball back. They probably...
That was a dangerous Hail Mary on the last play, buddy. That was the kind of bouncing around down there.
I'm going to tell you what San Francisco, and I get it, they onside kicked. And they still had their timeouts. So Philly got the ball to 50. Philly was in no interest in trying to get a first down. So they went 3 and out, punted it back. They gave it to them on the 12. They got it down to the 30, but they ran out of time. Now, here's a check plus for the Jags. Minshew drove them down the field in 50 seconds with no timeouts, if I'm not.
Yeah, that's true.
C.J. Beathard drove him down the field. He had a minute 40-something left, and he only got him to like the 30 because he took too many of those short passes.
You know, you bring up Minshew and the Jags, and I know we're going to do all Jags, and we're hitting some other stuff here, but isn't that just also sums up a team that's really struggling? I mean, for 4 or 5 years there, we were a defensive-based team and didn't have any near enough on offense.
Right.
Now the offense is good and the defense can't stop anyone.
Right.
The offense that Jags have right now is good. It's young. It's good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
That's good pieces on it. The line is above average.
Yeah.
The running back has been a great find. The receivers are good.
Here's the problem.
Yeah.
It all changes next year. I mean, at least 1, maybe 2 on the offensive line will be gone. So
you have Linder, though. You'll have Taylor.
The inevitable hunt for the tight end will continue. So
Anyway, I didn't want to get too far sidetracked there, but
the most important position is one the audition is not over yet. You still have to decide.
Yeah, and you know what? If the Jags are organically going to lose a lot of games. It's enough to have the number one pick in Trevor Lawrence. Who knows?
Probably not.
I don't think. I don't think though. If you don't get Trevor Lawrence, I think you can win with Minshew, but you got to build around him. You got to give him a chance. You got to have a defense. Listen, at the end of the day, the offense is the offense. They're scoring 25-30 a game. They're not winning. I mean,
yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure you can win. I mean, I like the kid. I'm rooting for him. I just, I don't know. I have visions now of Fitzpatrick in my head every week.
Yeah, Fitzpatrick. Well, we'll see. Let him play a whole year, but I mean, you can't.
He has now. He has 16 starts now.
And in those 16 starts, 16 over a variety of. He's got a passer rating over 100.
And it's a different game now, dude.
Well,
I mean,
everyone else
He's
does.
lost 3 in a row to the Dolphins.
He did not.
Well, you sit there and tell me he's won 6 games with this ragtag bunch.
That's correct.
Then he's lost. Then he's lost 3 in a row. If you're going to tell me that, so when he wins, he gets credit. When he loses, the team gets credit. I mean, the defense stinks. I agree. I'm 100% on board with that. But yeah, we'll talk more about that with Tony at the top of the hour. Get a little breakfast with Baselli. Real quick, NBA Finals last night, must win for Miami, -2 starters. Jimmy Butler put him on his back. Only the third player, I think, in Finals history to score 40 and have a triple-double in doing so. Do you know who the other 2 are?
Jerry West.
That's correct.
And
if you got Jerry West, you'll get the other guy.
Delonte West.
Delonte West, also incorrect.
Jerry Stackhouse.
And also not Jerry Stackhouse.
No, it's
Ben
I
Wallace.
did see this. Is it what is it, a 40-point it's not
40-point triple-double. Yeah, it is LeBron.
It is LeBron,
yeah. LeBron and Jerry West are the only 2 in NBA history to do that.
Is it poor form to drop a Shazam spotlight in right here in the middle of this? Because it's also a Jimmy Butler.
It's not the middle, it's the end.
Related stat.
Yeah.
All right, the Shazam spotlight.
I've already screwed up the next segment, so go ahead.
I did? Oh,
yeah.
Shazam, is that when we usually do the proof of performance?
We do.
All right, the Shazam spotlight brought to you by ShazamAuto.com and the Murray Ford Superstore Stark in Kingsland. You will love your car buying experience at both places. For the first time in the history of the NBA, in a playoff game in which LeBron James played, somebody else had more points, more assists, and more rebounds than him.
He's played 52 games now in the NBA Finals.
This is postseason. This isn't even finals.
No, it's just finals.
Oh, just finals. Sorry, finals. 52 finals games. There's never been a game where another player,
including his teammates,
where another player has had more points than LeBron, more assists than LeBron, and more rebounds than LeBron. Jimmy Butler did that last night.
So you got to win the whole 3-pack against him.
That's correct. He didn't have more. One person had more in all 3 categories. Now,
it's never happened before.
Never happened in the finals. It happened last night. Jimmy, I wish I knew more about Jimmy Butler until I was introduced to him this postseason.
Beef, Jimmy Butler was a bull at one point, wasn't he?
Yeah.
You're not the best team in the NBA now, are you?
No.
Would Jimmy
Far
Butler
from it.
Would Jimmy Butler be good for your team?
Oh, he'd be without question our best player, Dan.
Why did Jimmy Butler leave the Bulls?
Because we're a dumbass organization, Dan.
What?
Run by idiots.
Did he want to leave the Bulls?
Oh no.
No, he
wanted to sign a long-term deal there and be the guy.
And you didn't think he was the guy?
Because we had a bunch of slappies.
Yeah.
I almost cursed. Instead, we dealt him to the T-Wolves for Zach freaking Levine, Chris Dunn, and the 7th pick, which turned out to be Finnish disaster, Larry Markkinen.
Well, he's my favorite kind of superstar. He sincerely and honestly doesn't care about his stat line. He just wants to win. He doesn't primp and posture and point to himself and bang his chest. He just goes out and beats the best in the game, does it quietly, and at the very end says to him, "You're in trouble." So we'll see if he's right. Jimmy Butler is, he has stuck to his guns through this with the injuries and the deficit. He said, "I think we can win. We just got to go win." And they won last night. We'll see if they can get at least Adebayo back. We'll find out. But that is far from a championship roster that beat the Lakers last night. And most important, they had the big lead twice.
Yeah.
The Lakers charged back in the 4th. They took a 91-89 lead. That's ball game. It's over. That was nice heat.
Right.
The little engine that could, you fought.
Right.
And then sure as sugar, they just turned right around and made another run on him and won the series.
I mean, it's a nice story.
I found myself doing some of this last night. Yes.
It's a nice story. Do you give the Heat any chance?
I give them just a heart of a champion's chance based on what we saw last night. But no, I would not think that they could finish them off.
LeBron got a little.
It would be awesome if they did.
LeBron got a little criticism for walking off the court at the end of the game.
Yeah,
with like 0.8 seconds left.
Yeah, you're looking for something to criticize.
Yeah, it's just amazing. Everything he does is so magnified. So anyway, all right, let's do this. We'll get the runs, hits, and errors on the proof of performance. Beef, what do we have to give out this week?
Can I have a number, Danny?
Number 2. Caller number 2. 641-1010.
Caller number 2 right now going to take home a $25 gift certificate to dine on us at Donato's Pizza.
Oh.
So enjoy that.
There you go, gang.
On
Caller
us.
number 2. Bang.